What's up? What's crack-a-lackin', smackin' chackins? Oh, snaps. We're here. Nope, let's go to the bed. You wouldn't think about nothing about over here until I said all the stuff I was saying. She'd be like, it's turn up time. No, it's not. Go back over there and lay your banana split head self back over there. What's up, Lock Fam Kingdom Diary? Lock Fam Kingdom citizens in the building.
What's happening, you guys? Happy Monday.
You taking it away today?
Ay, boy.
Why you booing nothing? Why you booing me?
You, the freshest one. I've been
No.
I woke up early.
Yeah. No, that means you the freshest one.
No.
Yes.
What's happening, everybody? What's popping? Happy Monday. I don't want my hair like
Your
that.
hair is popping. That's what's
I
popping.
know, right? What's popping, you guys?
Hey.
Happy Motivational Monday. What's wrong?
Oh
Yeah, I know.
It's Crystal.
Happy Motivational Monday. Happy, what else Monday? Movement Monday. Yes, Movement Monday.
Movement Monday. Let's get moving Monday. Move your buns Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love it.
Refresh Monday.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
Reset Monday.
Look at you. Look at you. You're telling me to
get
be
your
the one.
together Monday.
Get it together. Get your together Monday. That's right. I know that's right. Get your together Monday.
Yeah. So today's conversation is gonna be about what, honey?
We are going to be talking about how to stay productive when you are not seeing results. Oh my God, my hair. Guys, I don't know. Stop. Okay, so yeah, how to stay productive while you are not seeing results.
Yeah.
You know, how to like stay disciplined, because most of the time we kind of want to give up if you don't see results and you don't want to stay disciplined for something that you're not seeing happening. But it's like you have the vision, you have the end of, you know what's going to happen at the end if you continue doing this. But you're like, do I want to keep working on this even though it's still not, happening for me?
Yeah, I understand.
So
even slow progress is progress, you know?
That's true.
So you honor the effort. Like have affirmations like I honor the effort that I'm taking.
And that I'm putting in.
Yeah, and then not only that, not just the outcome, I'm not just focusing on the outcome.
Yeah.
I'm focusing on the end goal. I'm focusing on even just having a target, right?
Right, yeah.
Even have something to focus on, because you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised a lot of people don't have a target to focus on, don't have
that's true.
a point of direction, and it may not even, and if they do, it may not be as fulfilling for them.
Ooh,
so it might, it might be like, oh, I like that, and then like it's just not as driving for them to go towards that direction because there's no fulfillment there.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I love that.
Yeah.
That's so true.
The frustration of not seeing progress. We've all been there. I feel like frustration and not seeing progress is more of like depending on how one is wanting to get to that end goal fast, Like how do you feel when it comes to that conversation?
The frustration of not seeing progress.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the moments where you need to be calm and collected and just believe in what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's going to take you out of the game. It will take you out of the game because you're like, you'd be so frustrated to try to see the results. You'd be so frustrated to like work on, oh my God, this thing is not happening right now. And you wake up every day, you put in the same effort and stuff like that. I think being calm and collected and putting it into the table that, what it is that I'm doing wrong, What do I need to fix? Maybe I'm putting too much attention into this thing, and I'm not putting too much attention into this thing. So that's why this
Grandmaster
is
for
not.
moisturizing.
So that's why this is not working. But if you say, okay, let me sit down, let me be calm, let me take a week off,
Right.
and let me come back. Because one thing you need to know is that when you rest, that's where you come back innovative. That's where you come back with more ideas, because you rested well, right? You're not doing the work. What was that for?
I mean, it's slap you right in the face. That's what it did.
That's where you need some rest. You need to get some rest. You need to keep it going. You need to write things down and say, this is what I do every day, what it is I need to add, what I need to take out, because it seems as if there's something that's not working in somewhere over here.
I guess my question to you guys is like, how does it make you feel when you show up daily and not see results?
I feel like that would be like a workout question. Like if you're trying to transform your body.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you feel?
Or too, like that's one perspective too. Like, what if because like remember we talk about in our conversations we have we have pillars, right?
Yeah.
In what we do, and so those pillars go God, health, wealth, love, and happiness, right? And so those always are areas to always, until the day you die, those are always areas to always improve in, right? And so say for instance, maybe you're not seeing results in your prayer life, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you're praying, but you are not seeing results, right? And I like what Dr. Miles Monroe said. He was talking about, he was like, why people don't pray? He was like, people don't pray because they don't get results. Right? And I was like, ooh, other way. And it's true though. It's like, I feel like some people, it's like I'm going in here, I'm talking to myself, I'm trying to talk to God, I'm trying to reach, right? And it doesn't necessarily always have to be with getting results in the physical or in your workouts, right? It could be you working a job, or you trying to get a new job, or
putting applications.
Yeah, or you working on your finances and you're trying to save money, but it seems like every time you're trying to save,
something is taken.
Something taken away, it could be so many scenarios and different situations. So how do you normally feel? I know like some of the feelings can be like discouragement, right? You got other ones like doubt, what are some you can think of? What are some feelings that you feel like people
Giving up.
Giving up?
You're going to give up, yeah, because you feel like it's not working, it's not happening. You're going to be frustrated because you're not seeing results, or you're not seeing progress.
Or burnout.
Yeah, you're going to be burnt out. Yes, that's true. That's why you also need to take a break if you are working on something and you're not seeing progress. I feel like this is a very great sentence, or it's a very great topic to talk about, because most of the people work on things and they don't see results, and we forget to dig in, we forget to dig deep, we forget to try to find the problem to solve, because there's always a problem to solve if something is not working. And also pushing yourself even further, even more, because if you don't push yourself more, there's this voice where when you are working, let me say you're supposed to work on something and you're like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to do this. I just don't want to do it, right?
Yeah.
Now you're manipulating yourself, because now you're telling yourself, I just don't want to do it. But the other man is like, you have to work for this.
Yeah.
You have to work on this, right? And then you're just like, oh, let me just lay down for a little bit and then I'll wake up and do it. Once you lay down, it's over, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's also those things that are holding us back, that we cannot see where we're going. Because if this voice is telling me that get up and do it, you have to move, you have to act fast. That's discipline. But if you're going to be like, oh, that's cool, I'm just going to do it tomorrow, that's procrastination. And then you feel like things are not happening for you, but you're procrastinating a lot. Anyways,
I think the message too is that the work is working. When you are already putting in attention and intention in it. Oh, there go my thing again. You remember that? When you're already doing it, it's already working, right? The fact that you've already made action in it is already working. So even when the results aren't visible
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
mean that it's not working. It's just mean that, one of the concepts that I had to adopt is that I'm not just doing this to see the results. I'm doing this to make this a lifestyle. I'm doing this to make this a part of my routine where it comes secondhand nature. I'm practicing to do this so that it becomes secondhand nature, so that it becomes a part of me. So I don't have to always think that I gotta do something I don't want to do,
Yeah.
And even still, then I'm getting better at doing stuff I don't want to do to the degree that it becomes beneficial.
Right.
Right? I'm not doing something I don't want to do that's not for my well-being. I'm doing something that I don't want to do that is for my well-being. Right? And so I just look at the benefits like that. Like, you're not going to always want to do the thing that you want to do but don't really want to do all the time. Like, who wants to work out every single day? Who wants to work out 4 days out of the week?
And don't see the result.
And don't see the result. Or not even that. Sometimes just like, do I feel like working out? Right? And it's like, no.
It's discipline. Yeah.
No, I don't. But when you don't, if you've already had like 30-day programs, 20-day programs, there's something within you is like, yo, I know I must work out at this point. Like it's gonna be a part of the day. It's gonna be a part. Like, what else am I gonna do right now? I'm gonna chill. But then after I chill, after 2 or 3 hours and stuff, it's like, well, you didn't really do anything that was super impactful today.
Right.
What did you do?
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's something to think about. We're gonna go to the next point.
Okay, let me read the
comments.
The comment.
We got you guys. We got you.
So okay, I'm gonna real odds said, at the point, it's like you feel is there. What? Wait a minute.
It's like you feel.
It's like you feel is there. Okay, it's like you feel there is an end goal to it.
Yeah.
So do you continue and confront any challenges, or shift your focus to see if you need a different scenario? Good question. Yeah, it is a good question.
I feel like depending on the individual, those are both good options. Those are both good options, because one may not be in the mindset of creating another scenario.
Right.
And one may have to confront that challenge,
I think you have to start by confronting, and if it continue not working, and then you create another.
What if you're already a person who already confronts your
then you know
challenges?
What to do.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're both good shifts.
They are, yes, they are.
Depending on the individual, like where they at in their stage of solution-based solving. I usually call that solution-based solving, because any challenge or problem or issue that you get, you just become a person that's like, I'm going to find a solution regardless.
Let's go.
Even if it's hard. Like, I live for this right? It's a mindset, and you just adopting it, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be something
I think it goes down to number 2, which is rethinking productivity.
And rethinking productivity is a whole nother. Explain.
Rethinking productivity. Oh my God.
What are you oh my God for?
I'm thinking on how to explain it.
I say, like, productivity isn't always an output, right? Sometimes it's a preparation, right? It's a learning experience.
It's healing.
Right?
Rest and reset.
Rest and reset, my baby. And so what do I mean when I say preparation? Rethinking productivity is preparation. We had a moment last night where we sat together and we were, we have a lot of new ideas. We have a lot of goals, a lot of things that we have already executed, and we have, I would say, a new chapter of levels of hard productivity, right? And their challenges, like, because they involve more execution, more awareness. It's not a get done quick fast thing.
Yeah.
Right? It involves you to be more intimate with it now.
Yeah.
And it's not as your surface driven projects. When you can just create a logo and do this and then
And then
put
it's
it
all
on
done.
there and
Yeah.
it's done. This is
Yeah.
like, this is another level. And we were talking about, you know, at least 3 days out of the week, we accomplished 3 goals, 3 to 2 goals, right? And they don't even have to be goals, but more of just like projects
Things that we
or
have on the
the
plate.
things
Yeah.
that we want to complete, you know, accomplish,
Yeah.
right? Some of the stuff is legal stuff, some of the stuff is business stuff, some of the stuff is, it's a whole bunch of things, but it requires the intimacy of one-on-one action, right? So I would consider last night a preparation, right, aspect, because
Yeah.
we already got the gears rolling, but we can just put a little bit more gas, put a little bit of WD-40 on the rims, and
Yeah.
in the nuts and bolts, you know what I'm saying?
Hello, hi, Grand Rising.
Holler, and you know, drive smoother, you know.
True. Yeah.
And then also learning what are our faults, like where can we improve at, what's slowing down the process of this productivity or this assignment or this project getting done, like
Yeah.
that. Let us sit here and think about, as far as in have an analysis on how could we have done this a little bit more faster, not even not even just living in the past, but more of like in the present, like what have we picked up on while we're moving slow in this, and how can we move a little bit faster.
I also think about like tracking effort base, like that's also productivity. Like
Say,
you're tracking what you're doing. Let me say you have a to-do list for the day, and in your to-do list you do the hard things and then you do the small things, or you end up not doing the small things but you did the hard things, because I always say that you have to start with the hard things and then do the easy things. Whatever it is that's gonna move the needle, you need to start with that. Whatever it is that you feel like you don't want to do it, that's what you need to start by doing on your to-do list before you move on and do anything else. So tracking effort, those are little wins. So that also puts you to productivity, right? Because most of the time we think that productivity is the things that the hard things that you should have to do. You have to, you know, have your day filled up with a lot of schedule and stuff. You can literally do two hours every day. Put 2 hours every day on what you need to work on. Don't look at productivity as something that you so hard, you know, like I've got to be busy the rest of the day. You know, I don't have time for anyone. I don't have time for my family or anything else. So rethinking productivity aligns with that as well.
yeah,
And also don't just look for the outcome. Look for the wins. You know, like the little wins. The more you put in the work into the things, that doesn't mean that you're not doing anything. Are you ready to move on?
well, last but not least, I just want to tap on the healing process.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
He's talking about the whole Trump thing situation. I feel like when it comes to that, man, God is our supply. He is our source. And I'm not necessarily saying be ignorant towards what's going on, but at the same time, it's like, what are you going to worry about, brother?
Yeah.
Sister? Cousin?
Okay. How to be more effective.
Oh, did you just slide past it all?
Whoa. Yeah.
We're
done.
Did we?
Yes. How to be more effective.
All right, how to be more effective. We got the 3 R's for effectiveness, okay?
Review.
Which is what's wrong, what's not, what works.
What's working.
And where's the energy going?
Yes.
Basically the conversation what I just said a couple of seconds ago. But I tell you, when you own it, you own it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even just comparison. Not even. Like I was having a conversation with her last night. I was like, no, this is not comparison of looking at other people. But when I observe, and I'm like, we have a lot of responsibility, because when you see and you look out that everybody is not thinking like you or y'all, you know, it's like they have other things that they're focusing on, and
which is also part of their path. You know, you can compare yourself with everyone. Whatever it is that's going for those people is going at that moment. You need to focus on your goal, because that's what you're going to achieve. You can't achieve what somebody else is already doing. So you need to look at yourself, and you need to know where the energy is going, where you're putting the energy. So review all that. Sit down, take the paper, take the pen. Where am I putting my focus on more?
Yeah. How can I improve?
How can I improve in these areas exactly? And then the second R is refocus. Yes, realign with your top one or two goal, number one or two goal. Yes. Are your actions supporting them, or you just you just
Are you
maneuvering?
floating?
Right. Yes.
Are you floating? And that's why I was also too. I like how it says like your one or two goals, and refocus on those because they might be big. And I was saying like as far as in a week,
Yeah.
we can tackle 3 to 2 goals, right? 3 to 2 projects or 3 to 2 assignments for that week to get us closer to the goal, right? Because the goal may be the endpoint of whatever that is, but it's like you got several things to complete within it for it to be completed, for that goal to be completed,
Right.
And so, yeah, that's another aspect of looking at it. I always love calculating on how to get better or get to the end result or get close to the completion of a thing, I feel like there's always an effective more way to get to it fast. And I'm not saying like instant gratification is the highest, you know, part of it. No, what I am also saying is that there is a more effective way to getting it done, right? Especially if it doesn't have to be prolongated outwards.
Right. Yeah.
It's like how fast could you have got this done, and how fast do you think the process would have been completed? You know, that's something to think about, right? What's our third one?
Well, third one is restructure. Yes, simplify, set boundaries, prioritize needle moving actions. So don't just.
Simplicity is everything.
Yes, that's true. I used to be the person who wouldn't do a thing if it's not perfect. Like if I'm creating a journal, I want it to be so perfect. If I'm creating something, I want it to be so perfect because I was looking at somebody's 10 years of experience with my 2 months of experience, right? I was like, I want it to be just like this. But I didn't think of like, this person has been in the game for 20, 30 years, and I'm just looking at that person. I'm like, I wanted my thing to be like that. And that is pushing me back. So simplicity is best, because if you are going to say, you know what, I'm doing it right now, I'm going to fix it later. Take it out, publish it, and fix it later, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get better at this.
What do you think your hang up was in that?
My hang up was because I was comparing my what is it, my things with somebody who's already have experience, my experience with this person, and this person hires people to creation, to publish, to do this for websites and so on and so forth. And I didn't have that capital yet to be able to hire people to do stuff for me, right? And I wasn't seeing it that way because they don't tell you that, oh yes, this website is done by this guy and so on and so forth. What they do is like, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine,
Do you think that ties into boundaries? Like boundaries of you not, okay, this is the mission, this is what I need to do, this is what I should not be doing. I should not be doing.
Yes, it's me setting boundaries for myself. Yeah, that's true. Because I ended up understanding that, why am I holding myself back by busy trying to have my stuff so perfect and so on and so forth, which is also another thing that I understand, that most of the introvert have that, like, they want to do things perfectly, they don't want to just simplify things, and that's okay. Sometimes you need to simplify things, especially if you're doing a lot more than what you want to be doing.
Prioritize moving the needle.
Yes, that's what's important. That's where I was going. Make sure that you prioritize moving the needle. Like, do what feels good for you. Don't do what you want other people to see. If it's you, then whoever wants to whoever wants to get it, whoever likes what you do will be there for you.
Well, what feels
good?
You
can't put everybody on the boat and ride with everyone.
What feels good to you is not always good for you too. I remember my mom used to say, what looks good to you ain't always good for you, right? But I think there's a different way of rephrasing it, because like I was saying earlier, you need to work out, but you don't want to, right? And so what's good for your well-being, for your well-being.
I think I was talking more about creation. than anything.
Mm.
Yeah, I was more focused on creation. I was supposed to specify that it was more on creation.
Hello.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. Sometimes things that feel good, which is comfort, they're not good for you. You know.
We're doing fantastic having this wonderful conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And also like prioritize needle moving actions is like I was saying last night.
Mm-hmm.
What could we do? How can we make this more effective? You know,
Yeah.
if I'm caught up in this time, could how can I help when I'm free? Or when I'm not free, how can maybe you insert in your schedule
Yeah.
to get us ahead a little bit by
Mm-hmm.
do A B C D E F G, right?
Yeah.
Especially as far as in if it's a priority, if it's something that we need to accomplish.
Right.
Since you
Yeah.
have
I
much
remember. Which is
scribes.
moving the needle, like you're taking action,
Right.
and doing the things that you've been setting aside for a very long time,
Yeah.
or for the past week and stuff like that. Number 4, break down the bigger goals. What is she doing?
So
Break down the bigger goals. Bigger goals need micro steps. So small steps for bigger goals.
one
So you have
second.
to break them down. Okay.
Yes, we do have many subscribers, and we are focusing on getting us more subscribers as we continuously give value and continuously talk about the conversation, continuously build the community that we are seeking to build.
Yeah.
Thank you for acknowledging that. And if you're not a subscriber and you enjoy this information and you find it of value for yourself, definitely hit the subscribe button and be a part of the community. And with that being said,
Stay locked in.
let us continue.
I'm kidding.
Stay locked in. God vibes only. But so we're gonna get on our last point.
Yes, which is breaking down the bigger
big
goals.
goals.
Yes, big goals need micro steps. So you need to break it down in like pieces, right? And take small actions. You don't have to move like in a huge way, like, oh my god, now I have to get a building, now I have to do this. No, you have to save money, you have to get a business LLC, you have to get a business bank account, you have to get what is it, you have to,
What are the steps?
you know, the little
knowing your steps.
exactly, knowing what it is that you need to do to get to the finish line, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna move with if you're gonna move big, then there are 90% chances of you failing.
Absolutely. Also, congratulations to you as well, man. I wouldn't consider that a small YouTuber. I would consider it as you're a YouTuber, right? And you have many subscribers. I think that is a amazing milestone that you have crossed, and I hope that I should check out your content and see what you're talking about too.
Yeah.
To generate 70K. And I wish you many more subscribers along your journey. I don't know what your goal is, but I hope you reach it. And yeah, but just basically more on down to that. Like as far as for him to get to 70K, that was a micro step aspect. You know, I can use you as an analogy of your consistent effort is not always just consistent effort. It's also too a strategic way of doing things.
Right.
You know, it's always a strategic way of how to be better, how to give, and how to deliver in a different way. And how much am I willing to learn from others too as well.
Right, that's right.
And I just feel like, I'm gonna have to figure it out all by myself. All by myself.
Oh my god. Okay, another thing is like on workout, like let me say you're working out, you can do like a 10-minute movement, and then you can calculate how much water you drink today, and track your meals, you know, do that for a week. So now you know you have things breaking down in steps. You're not just moving into like, oh, I'm just gonna go work out and then come back and fill your gut with a lot of poison, and then
oh my god, she said
like,
put
stuff. And then you tomorrow you're like, it's just not working for me. I've been doing these workouts, these core workouts, and they're not happening for me. But it's what you eat that you're not watching. You know, you're not watching what you're eating. You just eating, and you're overeating, and you know you're doing all the things that works against you, not for you.
Thank you. We received those wishes, and the same to you as well for even taking the time to give love.
We appreciate you.
So focus on the micro steps. Always break it down. If it's a big piece of that's simple, that's amore, right? Like break down the piece of pie, right? Break it down
God.
into micro steps so that way when you look at this huge thing that's like, God, you want me to do this? This seems so big. Like, how am I supposed to break this down? You just figure out how to break it down, right? And this allows you to get ahead of a lot of things in life too as well, because you're going to get challenges that requires you to break those things down in micro steps, because you may feel like you already have a lot of stuff on your plate, and how are you going to make the time? And it's about the micro steps, making the time with them, breaking it down where it's chewable, right? Because you don't just put a whole steak in your mouth in one bite, right?
That's right.
Everybody take their little fork and spoon with the little pinky out and they go
Stop.
and then they moil over. They go, and then they take their little wine glass and they go.
That is such a great way to look at it, though. It's such a great way to look at it.
Right. You don't want to get heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea.
Right.
You might need to get some Pepto-Bismol. I
see. Well, celebrate momentum, not milestones. So don't try to celebrate, oh, I've accomplished this. Celebrate momentum, that I'm moving in momentum.
What do you think some affirmations and like journal like prompts would be for them to move forward on this awareness?
I'm building something beautiful, even when I can't see the full picture yet. I trust the process. Trust the process. That's the only thing you need to write. Trust the process.
That was my main. I still got it now on flashcards, but that was my main one that I had on my mirror. Trust the process, right? Trust God in the process. Like, trusting the process is so bleak, right? Because you don't have any, like, who is the process? Who am I trusting, right?
You're just trusting the movement, the momentum.
No, you got to give the power a little bit more higher, right? Because you're not in it by yourself, right? Trusting the process is just like, okay, like
trust God.
You trust the process, number one, because number one, you get in the car, you turn on the car, You only trust that because the manufacturer have proven themselves, and then that brand who created the manufacturer have proven themselves, and the person who came up with the idea, there's a source. The person who came up, the company that came up, they have been proven, legitified. What is it? Dunn's number, all that.
Wow, Dunn.
I did. I went there.
Blue Dunn's
Dunn's number. You can go to the Dunn's. You can do what is the Dunn's number is the Better Business Bureau. You know what I'm saying? They have been certified to say that their product works from the source. So that's what I initially mean, that like that source trust in the process is coming from with the end goal. What's the original? Who's the original? Who are we giving the trust in the process to? Right? It gives you more oomph. It gives that more oomph, more meaning, more power. You dig?
Oh, I just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate y'all.
So, with that being said, you got one more, or that was it?
Yes, one more is today. I want you to today, tomorrow, anytime you feel some type of way, every morning, wake up every morning and say, what's one small thing I can do today that brings me closer to who I want to become? Every day you can take that, write it down, read it every day. You look at yourself in the mirror, you see it in the mirror. It says, what's one thing I can do today that brings me closer to who I want to become?
And also, thank you. We work towards it. I feel like content creating is, it's always a level up. I mean, we are already content creators, all in ourselves as people. You want to answer it?
I guess.
Answer.
Oh, it's Issa.
Who's Issa?
I said somebody's name on live.
Oh my gosh!
Okay, well, never mind.
Yeah, I feel like everybody is a content creator. I mean, content creating is basically just what does your life do? What do you do in your life? And it's just basically putting the camera on and then talking to people, right? Some people have value, some people don't. I just feel like content creating is for everybody, but some either feel like they can and cannot do it, But I also just want to take in consideration and receive your comment and say thank you. We work on it, and it's a work in process. I feel like building this community is another thing, because We have value. Other people have value, and we're still learning life. We're grandmasters, and we're also grasshoppers.
Mm-hmm.
We're always going to be, leaders who are always students.
Yeah.
Right. I love this statement. We turn followers into leaders and leaders into agents of change. That is the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah.
And with that being said, man,
Stay locked in.
Stay locked in.
Oh, wait. We're here every Monday at 8 a.m. Central Time to 8:30. So, yes, catch us next Monday. We love you guys. We'll see you next Monday. So, stay locked in.
God vibes only.
We out.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Love y'all. I'm loving it.
This message is not brought to you by Lock Film Kingdom Diary. We do not support. We don't support the M, man. We don't support the M. Later, Gators.